Today we're going to talk about The Kite Runner, one of the most powerful novels of the 21st century. It's a huge story that spans decades and continents, but really, it all comes down to a single, devastating moment, and one choice that will haunt a man for his entire life.
So, meet our narrator, Amir. He's built this whole new life for himself in San Francisco. Then, one day, the phone rings. It's a voice from his past in Pakistan. And Amir knows, instantly, that it's not just a friend on the line. No, it's his past calling. A past that's been chasing him for 25 years, packed with sins he's never paid for.
But right as that call ends, that same voice, his old friend Rahim Khan, throws him this lifeline. Just 6 words. There is a way to be good again. And that one phrase, that single glimmer of hope, is what kicks off this whole incredible journey. A journey to see if atonement is even possible.
Now, to really get a handle on Amir's guilt, we've got to rewind. We're going all the way back to his childhood in 1970s Kabul, and to his friendship with a boy named Hassan.
On the surface, these two were inseparable, but underneath, there were these massive, invisible walls between them. Amir, you see, was a Pashtun, the son of a rich, powerful man. Hassan was a Hazara, the son of their servant. They literally grew up in the same backyard, but they might as well have been from different planets.
And this division, well, in Afghanistan at the time, it was everything. Amir actually finds this out himself as a kid. He sneaks a look at one of his father's history books and discovers the brutal truth. His people, the Pashtuns, had been oppressing Hassan's people, the Hazaras, for centuries. It's this dark history simmering just below the surface of their friendship.
And yet, they were still just kids. And in their own little world, they were equals. They even carved this into a pomegranate tree, declaring themselves the Sultans of Kabul. It was this perfect symbol of their bond, of their innocence, a time before everything they knew was about to be completely shattered.
Okay, so this brings us to the moment, the turning point of Amir's entire life, the annual winter kite fighting tournament. For Amir, this wasn't just a game. It was his one shot to finally win the approval of his father, Baba. The morning of the tournament, Hassan tells Amir he had a dream. He dreamt they were at a lake, and everyone was scared there was a monster in the water. But Hassan wasn't afraid. He told them there is no monster, just water. It's just this beautiful, pure vision of his loyalty to Amir, right before that loyalty is about to be tested in the worst way imaginable. And then it all happens so fast. Amir wins. He wins the tournament, and his father is actually proud of him. Hassan, loyal to the very end, sprints off to retrieve the last fallen kite, yelling back, "For you 1,000 times over." But then, Amir finds him in an alley, cornered by their childhood bully, Asif. And as Amir watches something terrible happen to his best friend, he's frozen, paralyzed by fear, and he runs. He turns his back and runs, sacrificing Hassan to save himself.
That act of cowardice just eats Amir alive. He can't even look at Hassan anymore, because Hassan is a walking, breathing reminder of what he did, or rather what he didn't do. So he does something even worse. He frames him. He plants a watch and some money on Hassan and accuses him of stealing. And in a final, absolutely heartbreaking act of loyalty, Hassan confesses. He lies to protect Amir, one last time. And with that, he and his father are gone forever.
A few years later, the Soviets invade Afghanistan. Amir and his father are forced to flee, and they end up starting a new life from scratch in America.
Amir thought America could be his escape. He describes it like this giant river he could just wade into and let all his sins sink to the bottom. And for a while, it kind of works. He becomes a writer, he gets married, he builds a life. But you can't outrun your past. The ghost of what he did to Hassan was always there, lurking. So let's fast forward to the year 2001. Amir is a successful writer living in San Francisco. And then he gets that phone call we talked about. It's Rahim Khan, his father's old friend, who is now dying in Pakistan. And he has that offer, that one chance. There is a way to be good again.
And then Rahim Khan just drops a bomb on him. Turns out Hassan never left Kabul. He got married and he had a son named Sohrab. But then the Taliban took over, and they executed Hassan and his wife. Their son, Sohrab, is now an orphan, all alone. And Rahim Khan's dying wish? He wants Amir to go back to Afghanistan and rescue the boy.
Amir just can't believe it. He protests. Why me? Hassan was the servant's son.
But that's when Rahim Khan hits him with a secret that changes absolutely everything. He tells Amir that Ali, the man everyone thought was Hassan's father, couldn't have children.
So, if Ali wasn't Hassan's father, then who was? This one question just blows the doors off of Amir's entire life story. The answer doesn't just change how he sees Hassan, it changes how he sees his own father.
And there it is, the unbelievable truth. Hassan wasn't just his friend, he wasn't just the servant's son, he was Amir's half-brother. His own father, Baba, the man who always preached that theft was the only real sin, had stolen the truth from all of them. Suddenly, it all makes a terrible kind of sense. Why Baba was always so hard on Amir, but so affectionate toward Hassan, the guilt he carried. Amir realizes his betrayal was so much deeper than he ever knew. He didn't just abandon a friend, he abandoned his brother. This mission to save Sohrab, it's not just about him anymore, it's about redeeming the sins of his father too.
So, armed with this terrible, world-altering truth, Amir goes back to a war-torn Kabul, now under the brutal rule of the Taliban. His mission? Find his nephew, and finally, confront the past he's been running from his whole life.
He gets to the orphanage, but Sohrab is gone. He's been taken by a high-ranking Taliban official. Amir arranges a meeting to try and get the boy back, and when he walks into the room, he comes face to face with his childhood nightmare, Asaf.
Asaf, now a cruel and powerful man, just grins. He tells Amir he'd been waiting for this. The fight that Amir ran away from in that alley 26 years ago, it's finally going to happen. And this time, Amir doesn't run. He stays. He's ready to fight for Sohrab.
Asaf beats Amir within an inch of his life. But just when it seems like it's all over, Sohrab does something incredible. He pulls out a slingshot, just like his father used to have, and he fires a small brass ball right into Asaf's eye. The son finishes the fight the father started all those years ago, and they manage to escape.
After a long, agonizing journey, they make it back to America. But Sohrab is broken by the trauma. He doesn't speak. One day, Amir takes him to a park, buys a kite, and starts to fly it. He cuts another kite from the sky, and as it falls, he turns to his nephew and says the exact same words his son said to him all those years ago. For you, 1,000 times over. And he runs. He runs the kite for Sohrab. And this is where the story leaves us. It's not some perfect, happy ending. Sohrab is deeply scarred. But as Amir runs with that kite string in his hand, he thinks he sees the corner of Sohrab's lips curl up into a tiny smile. It's just a flicker, but it's a start. It's the first snowflake melting. And maybe that's what redemption really is. It isn't about erasing the past. It's about finding a way to finally start healing from it.